Hello, my friends, and welcome to this very special pick a card reading, which is a Halloween literary collaboration with Eye of the Serpent Tarot, ODESSA Moll, DAMSELFLIES, and myself. And we got together and we decided that we were going to take a sheet from the tarot, and then we were going to pick a book or a famous book or a series of books that would emulate with that suit. So I got, as you may have guessed from the clues, I got Harry Potter, and I also got wands as well. So the desire, the fire, the magic that is within you, the burning Kundalini magic, that stirs your soul and arises within you like the phoenix, and very much through the themes of Harry Potter throughout all of the books, there is this sense of Harry finding his destiny, looking for what it really means for him to be the boy that lived against these forces. So the theme I've chosen for this reading is you finding your destiny, accomplishing your destiny, seeing where you're at, seeing what kind of journey you're on at the moment, because everybody's going to be on very different journeys. So what I will do is I'll map out the beginning, the middle, and the end, and then we can see what kind of, what's basically going on within those spaces. And yeah, see your own legacy, your own saga, your own story, your own tale of destiny. It's exciting. So I have chosen for pile 1, The Escapist, Come Home to Yourself. I've already pre-picked some cards as well, and then I'll also be choosing and shuffling some others, because I think this is going to be quite a big reading. That's why I did that. This is pile 2, Which Justice is Coming. And pile number 3, Grey, Endings Are Inevitable. So, pile 1, Escapist, pile 2, Witch, and pile 3, Grey. Your timestamps will be in the description box below, and I'll see you in your reading. Enjoy. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. Let us embark on this quest. So pile 1, Escapist, Coming Home to Yourself. So this reminds me of, in the books, Harry is practicing the magic. He's practicing spells. He's not allowed to, though. He's not allowed to, particularly when he's in the Dursleys' house. And this is for the rules of Hogwarts as well as his own, but obviously he has homework to do. But the idea also is the sense of him being in this enclosed space and doing something that really feels at home to him. It feels that he feels really inspired to do this work, to continue to do this while he's in a space where he's feeling so kind of down. So what I get from this is you creating this space within yourself that no one else can give you, but it's only you. And it's just you. So you're in this space, you're in a comfortable space, and you're able to really escape to you and who you are. And that's what that's about. So it's about you creating this sense of home within yourself. And the whole thing about Harry is that he doesn't have a home. He doesn't know where his home is, because the Dursleys don't want him. He doesn't know about the differences between like where he is in Hogwarts, or like whether not in Hogwarts but in the Wizarding World, and he he's kind of vacillating between those two worlds. So it's very much, how does he how does he create this sense of home? How do you create this sense of home within yourself so that you never feel that you're not at home? Okay, so I'm going to pop that to there. And then we're going to have a look at your other cards. The Summoner. Wow. Okay. So this is an influencer. This is somebody who has influence and power. You have a great deal of power. And you're able to... And it's interesting because, like, she's working with a book here. The number is a 5 as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, your power really intimidates people. And also you find that you're not able to... like, people may be a little bit intimidated by you, I'm seeing. Okay. The next card we have is Pisces, I believe. Deeply intuitive, possibly a dreamer as well. Well, very dreamlike. But maybe there's also a sense of you getting lost in this space of dream work or dreamland, you know? You feeling this space, which is so precious for you to create, actually is your sanctuary, your haven, and it's like the depth of your creativity. With this shell here as well, I'm just seeing this sense of, like, it's almost like infinite wisdom. There's a deep, strong willingness for you to create your destiny in a way that you could never dream of, or that it is all your dreams, if you know what I mean. It's like everything that you imagine. You probably are an exceptional manifester, and you're able to really bring things to you. You know, that's what I kind of get. I get like a kind of like you're bringing in things to you. You know, you seem like a very, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised. You're a very charming individual who is able to get people to listen to them. And also, you know, kind of let them, they may go on your flights of fancy. They may indulge in your fantasies and your desires in that respect. So if you were to tell them about a particular idea or something like that, they would be willing to be really, they'd be really fascinated by it, and they just kind of go along with it. So I get that kind of sense. It also fits with that escapist vibe because... You know, I kind of get like a slightly hermit energy, but it's almost like ethereal. You know, it's really ethereal because of the way that you're able to, like, get people to listen to you, and get people to do things. And I don't mean this in a manipulative way, but if you do possess this kind of power, there is always a side of manipulation that comes with it. It's part of the game. It's part of life. We learned it in coaching, when we understood about, when I was learning my training in neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, you know, I understood that there was massive influence that could take place in terms of how you can affect people's behavior by behaving a certain way. So, you know, the more awareness that you have about that, then that kind of gives you the calibration of whether or not you want to use that. Now, I don't know here, like, whether or not you do use it for, like, knowingly. That's the whole thing. But to a certain degree, I think we all do. You know, I think we all know, you know, when we're doing something to get something. And that's not a bad thing. Every relationship in our existence is transactional. You know, and the sooner we really admit to that, the easier, you know, we can be more closer to the truth, really. So, but, you know, I think you just kind of do your thing. And I think you should, I think there's a sense where you need to realize that you do have this power. You do. I've got a feeling that you're a bit unaware of it. So the Mountain as your archetype. Well, it comes back to this whole thing. You may do like meditation, you may do some kind of spiritual work that allows you to kind of go into that space, to be alone. Because we've got quite solo cards. I was getting quite a hermit-like energy. So this is about, and that's 33, 32, 20, you know, it's interesting. So, and it's because that's 32. And then 24, no, I don't know what I saw, but I thought I saw one after the other. But it's interesting, 33 and 32. And there's kind of this evolution of yourself that you know that you need to retreat. You may be an introvert. It looks here like you are an introvert. But there is also a sense of you go to study yourself, you know. There's a certain amount of time that you need to be with yourself. In fact, probably a lot of time. And you really do everything you can to stay there. I wouldn't be surprised if you do some astral traveling, if you work with any kind of materials or anything like that. You could even work with plant medicine as well, I see. You know, I feel like there's a real kind of magic element about you, Pile 1. And you're kind of on the, like you're at a level where you understand to a certain degree of your power, but you're still kind of walking the path, right? So, you know, and I also don't see that as you. I see you as seeing that. So I feel that that's where you want to be. You want to be where this character is. And you're not quite there yet. And also you want to be in this space where it's got this beautiful, like, greeny, purpley blue, which is so Piscean. It's the unknown, you know. You're going to have to go through some essence of the unknown before you go to where the known is, which is this figure that we can see here. So there's that kind of, there's still this space, even though you have already become, you have already reached a particular level, you still have to, you've got this mountain now to climb. It's like you were all doing prep for that. you were doing your schooling for that, and you were doing your schooling for this, it seems like. So now the real challenge is beginning, really. Silver. Wow, doesn't get more magical than that, Pile 1. Interesting. 25 as well. 25 and see? So I don't know, that was really weird because I thought that the numbers were running. So we got 32, 33, 24, 25. Can't make this stuff up, can you? So silver is the ultimate protective metal in the respect to magic. It's the thing that wards off evil. You know, gold is good. Gold is definitely very good, but silver's the one that, like, you know, wards off vampires, wards off werewolves, you know, all that sort of thing. And it's connected with the moon as well in the sense of being magic. So you are deeply connected to magic here. Whether or not you practice it or not, I don't know. Like, you may be thinking, but I don't do it. But I don't know, there's something deeply magical about you. And you may also only prefer to wear silver, I don't know, or really enjoy the sense of silver. But there's something about the purity of silver and how it protects you, how it encases you, and it's one of the two, it's, you know, it's gold and silver. So it's the other one of the noble metals. So, you know, there's a sense of real integrity in this work that you do. You know, in walking your path, in taking those steps towards your spiritual awareness and your growth within this path. Incredible. Really incredible. I see you holding silver apparatus, like as in like silver spears, silver, you know, because in terms of, like, you know, slaying your demons, so to speak. Yeah. You would want to do it with the kind of, like, purest intent. And you do that by going into the depths, it seems like. Deep. Let me just double check the meaning of that as well in the book, because that was my initial meaning, my initial thing. And then I'll check back with you. So it's so interesting looking at the book. It says that meditation is, the brain is known as the silver organ. So meditation is definitely the key here. So if you already do that, you know, as I mentioned earlier. Also, silver is also used as a mirror, and it tarnishes as well. So you need to constantly polish your silver. It needs interaction. It needs this sense of you participating with it. Whereas gold kind of, yeah, gold kind of sustains its glow. But whereas silver, we need to polish. And also it's not at the same status as gold. It's kind of like on just, it's the second place. So it's the idea of still, you know, still having to work, still having to get to that point of gold. But yes, it does require our participation. There's a beautiful bit here, which I'll read to you. It says, like the moon, a mirror or a poem, let it reflect back to you. I'll hold it up to you. Let it reflect back to you. I've lost my place now. Sorry, my loves. Okay, don't give up now. Silver wants to build relationships. Like the moon, a mirror or a poem, let it reflect an image back. With an open heart and one more moment of willingness, the seemingly cold, stark surface of silver opens into the imaginal realm. What is there? Your own vastness, the mysteries that beckon you on moonlit nights. Through your daily devotion to silver, we find our truest gold. I love that. It would help if I held it, though, properly. Do you know what I mean? It's because I was reading. But anyway, sorry about that little indulgence there. I think the whole literary thing has gone to my head. So yeah, that's silver. That's what's awaiting you, my darlings. Look at you. You're just so magical. I love it. Okay, let's have a look at these two. Wow, you've got chickweed and blackthorn. Chickweed and blackthorn. So with these two, we have this element of good luck. Well, with the chickweed in particular, like here we have one of the plants that appears quite early in spring, and if you have been suffering like with any kind of, or you're feeling like this is pretty futile, you may be feeling that, what am I doing this for? How am I proceeding on this path? How am I going forward on this journey? Then this is telling me that you're... Do you know what also I'm getting? Not just that small surprises and small unexpected kind of things on the way will help you feel that you're, you know, rewarded, but also there has to be a sense of gratitude about what you are, you like taking notice of those small things, because there's a sense like if you don't pay attention to that, then yeah, you may forget about the things that really are going well for you. And it's interesting because that sense of blackthorn as well is you may have everything planned out, but actually something else may come into the fray and it may disturb your best laid plans. So the idea is that you are, you know, going towards an idea of the fact that anything could happen, that there is a possibility that even if you've planned things and decided how things are going to go, and you being in this kind of energy of Pisces would know that, and silver as well, and you know, with this energy of the mountains, you know, that things don't always go to plan. You can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather, essentially. Wow, so we've got occupation. Interesting. So maybe something to do with what you do, your purpose is this thing about you realizing your destiny, of what you understand your destiny to be. Let's see what the tarot has to say. So I've got two decks here that I'm going to be working with. I'm working with the Modern Spellcasters Tarot. Pile 1. What is Pile 1's destiny and how can they achieve it? What is Pile 1's destiny and how can they achieve it? What is Pile 1's destiny? 10 of Cups. The King of Wands reversed. The Devil reversed. The King of Pentacles reversed. The Ten of Pentacles reversed. And the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So what I am getting here is that I don't know if you came from a background where possibly there may have been some kind of, I don't know, if you had like a parental figure, I'm getting a parental figure that really wasn't as caregiving possibly as they could have been. Only take this if it resonates, please. Yeah, the fact that now this is why you're on this quest, to make yourself really kind of do this, to make it for yourself. Because with that Ten of Cups, you know, there's a desire here that, and I don't know, I feel like you're making this for yourself. You're making your own destiny happen for yourself. You're making sure that nobody else is going to get in the way of you realizing your destiny, of you making things for yourself. So for example, you may have had a very difficult, say, father figure, because we've got like two kings reversed here. So there may have been this sense, and also maybe, you know, because we don't have much female energy here, maybe the mother wasn't there. I don't know, maybe there was a sense of the mother kind of energy being absent. But because of that, there was this sense of kind of, or maybe the mother energy, yeah, because there doesn't seem to be a lot of female energy here. It's very, very male oriented. And also we have two tens here as well, particularly with this 10. And it seems like it was quite a hard background that you've come from. You know, it's interesting because the whole thing with Harry is that he lives under the cupboard under the stairs, you know, and then he's given like really rubbish clothes to wear, and like, so everything that could demoralize him has been done. So there could be that essence of this here, like you know, maybe you were only allowed certain things, you weren't, there doesn't seem a very nurturing energy. It's almost like, you know, things practical because they have to be done for that way, but and also this sense of like, you know, you had a roof over your head kind of thing. I get you had a roof over your head, and there's a sense of also like frugality. So anything that was indulgent was maybe frowned upon. But it seems like that the very people that were telling you that being indulgent was not a good thing was actually exactly what they were doing. Which is really sad, really sad. So it's kind of led you to go into this space where you go inside and you're like, right, okay, I need to figure this out for myself. You've got the Ten of Cups here, and it's almost like you know that you need to find your own happiness. I do also feel that sense of like your friends or your family who you choose, you know, the people that you find outside. There could be also people that there could be also other friends. Like you could also go through this kind of mill of like finding people that don't really get on with you, and then you end up going back to yourself and knowing who you really are. But I feel that there is some people that do connect with you in a way, to help you gain that sense of like financial stability, because I think that's really important to you. But you want it with a sense of truth, you know? You don't want it with any kind of... And it's interesting because the thing I see most is the eye here. And it was reversed. So it's almost like you can see through people's BS, even because of your kind of like background. It may not be your caregivers. It may actually be like friends, people that you've been around, but I wouldn't be surprised. It could even be like siblings or family members that you've been around. But it just feels like there was like two oppressive people, and there was this sense of like, do as I say, not do as I do. That's what I see by that devil upright. Sorry, devil reversed. And that kind of showed you. It showed you that's not you. I mean, that's nothing to do with you. Okay, so with that being said, let's have a look at how things are going forward and how you're emerging in realizing your destiny. So that's kind of your backstory in a way. This is kind of your setup, your backstory, and now let's have a look. Like, this is the struggle kind of thing. I always start with the struggle first because it's always better to start with the rubbish things first. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll take them. How many have I got? 6. Perfect. 6 of swords reversed. The 3 of swords. Yeah. The Knight of Swords reversed. So you weren't allowed to communicate. You weren't allowed to voice your opinions. You weren't allowed to voice who you were. And it's difficult because there's a sense of obligation that is around that as well. It's family, isn't it? It's very difficult when it's family, I think. I think if it is family, then I understand that. But if it's not, then maybe reevaluate your sense of... because this 6 of Swords here kind of says to me that you're still not able to walk away from that. And that's part of that's part of this journey, part of you doing this work, you know? And just be grateful consistently. And I think there's going to be more blessings that come through, you know, more things that are going to show you that you are on the right path, you know, that you are doing the right thing for yourself. You know, sometimes you may question yourself and think, is this what am I doing this for? And this is going to really help you. I really do think I think like work is definitely going to help. It's like vocation. It's that sense of purpose that's really going to help you. Okay. 5 of Wands reversed. Six of Wands upright. Sorry, these cards are like this kind of material, so they do that. And then you've got the Page of Swords. Okay, love that. Beautiful Page of Swords. God, he's gorgeous. Okay. So success is on your side, my friend. Success is on your side. You know, you're a powerful manifester of your destiny. You know what you need to do and what you need to walk away from. The walking away from specifically is to do with this kind of like patterning, this sense of like being obligated towards these people, whoever it is. I do definitely think it's somebody that's close to you, somebody that does have a hold on you. But I think, you know that it's part of this kind of programming that's come from before. The Knight of Swords here means that you know that you can't go in. And as I said, like, you weren't able to communicate at all. And it really kind of cut you up. It stopped you from being able to fly, because we've got 2 instances here of like things that can fly, but they're not. So this is about you being able to walk away from this. There was a lot of conflict, I see, for some of you. It was pretty brutal in that respect. I do see quite a bit of brutality here. So your heart may have got butchered in this space, which is why you go into this escapist, to getting this place which is really, you know, beautiful and comfortable, because that's what it looks like. It looks like somewhere so safe in that place, somewhere where no one can reach you. But it's interesting because, you know, you've gained a lot from whatever these 2 like gave to you. You've gained a lot. You know, they've taught you how to do this, right? So it's about being able to balance that, you know? And also, I would say, not hating yourself for the fact that you know how to do things like that, because I think that's the whole thing of embracing your shadow, embracing your power. And once you see that these 2 are a part of you as well, and you integrate that and you accept it, because the devil is reversed here, so you recognize it. You recognize it intimately. But then when you go into, when you are able to do that work, you see the reality for what it is. You see how things are, and then you claim the Ten of Pentacles, and then you are successful in it. You know, as I think I've mentioned with this card, like, you know, you've got all these bunny rabbits, like here, and I'll show you. You've got all these bunny rabbits that are like, you know, they're looking at the claws of this thing, and they're looking up at it, and there's even like this little like flower there. So it shows you that they know that this is an animal that can kill and eat them, but they're still respecting this animal. They're still respecting it. And that's where you will get to if you are able to integrate the parts of yourself that is that summoner, which comes from these two, the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. King of Wands is somebody who's like acting completely erratically. Sometimes they will just go off the handle for no reason. King of Pentacles reversed maybe is someone who tends to use material wealth or material goods to maybe blackmail or something like that. And I always see the King of Pentacles reversed as the devil. So it's interesting. And these two really hurt you. They really hurt you. So I'm really sorry about that. They have contributed to your immense strength and your psychic ability, because you are deeply, deeply psychic, pile one. As I said, you're magic. You are really great, great magicians. Okay, so pile 7. Sorry, not pile 7. 7 of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. There's a sense of clarity here. Now, this Page of Swords is really lovely. And it's interesting because he's just surrounded by hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are very healing beings. And there's a sense of you being able to appreciate the beauty in life. And that's how you will be able to move through this, to evoke this sense of healing and moving forward through the journey. I do feel that there is a sense of focus that needs to take place. So we'll have a look at what the other oracle cards are going to say to help you maintain that focus, because at the moment, like, there is a focus just on the beauty. And because we've got like a lot of beautiful things here, there maybe once you've actually done some work and you've seen the progress in that, then you end up getting distracted with, oh yeah, that it's almost like, right, when we meditate in the Vipassana kind of school of meditation, you reach a certain stage, which is called Bunga. And this particular stage, you are in a state of dissolution. You just completely dissolve into a mass of vibrations, and you just feel utterly euphoric. Some people believe that that is the stage of enlightenment. That's what they believe, and it's a very, very precarious place to be, because if you believe that that's what it is, then you may get trapped there, and then you'll end up like kind of reverting back on your practice. So the idea is to maintain the focus and not get wrapped up in the sensation of it all, you know. This is an ongoing process. The journey is never over. It's a continual learning process. You never read it. Even when you reach enlightenment, whatever that means, you will still, it's still about how do you cope on earth being in that state, or how do you cope in being in that elevated state. So I think that that's really important. On a more mundane level, you can look at it in the respect of like your work. Like if you're going to get up to a particular level, you know, you're still as strong as the smallest person within your company. That's what we always, you know, were told as actors, in the respect of like a company. Even if you were the lead role, you were as big as your smallest part. So that's something to remember here. There's a sense of humility here, but not just humility. It's more focus. It's not, I don't think you're going to get carried away with it. I think you're going to get carried away in your own sense. Not in the thing like I've done this, you know. It's not egotistical. It's more about you feeling like you've achieved that, and then that's it, and then you can kind of like revel in it. And it's not, I think there's like a sense of maturity that still needs to be achieved. Okay, right. So let's have a look at kind of a theme or an essence for you to kind of take forward on your journey. Fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Interesting. Yeah, there is a lot of fear here, you know, particularly with these two cards. So being aware of that fear and transmuting it and transcending it is going to be something very, very important for you. Okay, and then we're just going to get one of the Witch's Oracle. Okay, you got two. You got the Athame, which is the sword, Commander of Power, and you got Healing Gaia. So there's some healing that needs to be done in the respect of the journey that we've already kind of we've kind of identified there in your you know, I don't want to like, yeah, there we go. Yeah, in your healing journey, there's still something. I feel like you need to connect to like Earth, because it's Gaia, it's Mother Earth. So you need to connect to the Earth realm, to Earth, walking barefoot on grass, doing something quite drastic in order to heal yourself, making healing now the next part of your journey in the respect of you going on this quest, on you finding, on you realizing your destiny. You're now in the space of healing. Okay, let's have a look at a magical spell for you to take. Oh, you got two. Lucky you. You got fertility. Let all take root, seed, and sprout. Let new life be all about. And then I cast this circle roundabout. Safety now is beyond doubt. So coming back to this card here, creating this sacred space for yourself. Creating this space where you feel at home, and you can create something fertile for yourself, where you can really be, yeah, you can really indulge in that sense of fertility. Because if you don't feel that kind of sense of safety, then how are you going to feel that? You know what I mean? How are you going to be able to be abundant? Maybe it might be with creative ideas, or maybe in an essential manner. It could be any number of things. So, okay, so pick one of these for you as well. Hearing. So there's something about hearing. So we've got alertness, distractedness, and deafness. So there's something about you listening to yourself, listening to what your meditations bring you. Pile 1. And then we have, yeah, I want to get you some dragon power, because that's it. So these are like blossoms. These are the enchanted blossoms, but they've got dragons on them. So I want to give you one of those as well. Abundance, because they got a little dragon, and you know that's book 4. So I think that if you just can, you know. Okay, there's two things: abundance mindset, and also you following this path is going to keep you abundant. You're going to be more abundant than you ever realized. I know a lot of people that have come from backgrounds where they haven't had what they needed when they were in childhood, and then they become so successful and they earn a shit ton of money, and but then there's still this stuff. You know, so use it in order to heal yourself. You know, I think there's something very special here. There's something very, very special here. You've got like a special power to be able to do that with yourself. And then I will pull one of these, which is your power. So we'll have a look at one of your powers. So we've got a lot to do with power. You're very powerful, pile 1. Very powerful. Okay, here we go. The power to let go. You are powerful. To make a fresh start, you let go of all painful memories and heart wounds. Past is past. Yes, pile 1. Powerful, powerful reading so far. I knew it would be. You're dealing with magic. What else do you think is going to happen? My powerful pile 1. I love it. My lovely, powerful pile 1. You're incredible people, doing all this beautiful healing for yourself and making yourself so powerful. Love it. Okay, you got 2 questions then. Now, this may be long, so you might need to come back to this reading. But you've got the Corona Borealis, which is what if you were in charge of your life this whole time? What if you were in charge of your life this whole time? And see, we've got Crown as well. Wow. And then you've got Cepheus. What if you weren't required to set yourself on fire to keep others warm? The people warm. What if you weren't required to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm? Wonderful. Well, pile one, that is your destiny. So far, I think we've only covered just a small section of it, probably how it is at the moment. But good luck. I think you're going to smash it. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and please do like the video, please do comment and share your stories. I'd love to hear what's going on with you guys in terms of finding your destiny and working with your destiny. But I'm really excited for you. Take care, pile one, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hi, pile two. So you chose which? Justice is coming. Really interesting. Really, really interesting. So what I'm getting by this is that it's almost like there's a sense of you stepping into your power, into the respect of you kind of actually, you're looking for what you need to do in order to step forward, to go forward. I'm just, obviously there's this bat and there's this sword. So, what are you going to equip yourself with in order to go out there into the world to kind of harness this power of yourself, to realize your destiny? So that's the first card. And then we're going to have a look at your astrology. Okay, so we've got second house and it's owning. So that's the house of Taurus. Interesting. What I'm getting here is that you may not have, okay, this could be one of two things. You may not have either a lot or you may have a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, so what I mean by that is that you may have come from a space of lack and then you've ended up making sure that you've got everything, or you've ended up like living without much. It's one of those two things. So now you're trying to decide, and it's still ending up being in the space of where you're still deciding what it is that you want to take forward. Sometimes it's easier when you don't have anything, and you have less things. But maybe there's a sense of a wound of you not owning it, of you not having enough, of you not owning things. Because what I get from this wardrobe here is that she has got like a whole load of things to choose from. She's got a bat and a sword, and she's also got like this whole wardrobe of things that is here. And the whole thing about the second house is about you having those material possessions that you need. And I recognize as well that, sometimes there may be an overcompensatory vibe in the respect of, maybe I don't need anything, or maybe I need it all, And that happens quite a lot with like Taurian nature, which is the second house, or the kind of energy of the second house. And there's almost an indulgence. I have to have everything, kind of thing. Because I don't know when I'll be without it, or I don't have it and I wish I did have it. Those are the two energies I'm getting here. So let's see what else will come up here. The seed. So potential. There's a sense of potential here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the cards, and then I'm going to read them intuitively, and then I will look in the books to see. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. Voltifacium. The despicable face. Wow. Pile 2. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Yeah, you need to look a certain way in order to step forward. And that's not just in personality. That's not just in not just in looks. It's in personality. It's how you step forward, how you put your best bet forward, how you put things forward. Yeah, it's really interesting. Wow, pile 2. Your destiny is in you realizing your real potential doesn't lie in what you're putting forward as a facade or a face. It's about you being able to untap a form of potential here. A form of, you need to germinate the seed, I feel. Okay, let's continue. The Alchemist. Well, that's no surprise there. Thistle, and it is reversed. And we have Strawberry. Okay, and then we have Murky Thoughts. 33. Okay, right. I'm laughing because I relate. So let me have a little look at what these are. But I mean, potential. And you know, it's almost like you've got the power to be able to change this. You really do. But I need to clarify what this is. And I need to clarify what those two are. So let me check that out now. Okay, some really interesting insights here. So basically, this is a sense of shame, you know. If we believe that we hold this sense of shame within us and we're unwilling to take it forward because we're so shameful, or like kind of step into our power because we are so shameful of the possibility of people being able to see the dark side of us, the unknown part of us, the side of us that kind of, it's interesting, as I just said that, I just pricked myself with a splinter here on this thing. Like there's this sense of you not being able to face that, you really feeling that, you know, you look stupid if you go forward and you do this, which is really interesting, because that's disallowing you from being able to like fulfill your real potential. And what I also noticed is that the seed here, the seed on a strawberry is on the outside. So it's almost like you need the fruit to become everything that it is in order to give potential to the seed. So, and like the idea that the seed, you know, if we look at the idea of a seed, the seed comes from an acorn, like say for example from an oak. It comes from something as small as an acorn and grows into the potential of a tree, but it needs that stimulation, those conditions, those things that pretty much make the shell of the acorn that may be so beautiful and smooth, when we see it, it disintegrates it into nothing so that it creates something different. You know, it creates a different entity, a different thing. And the fact that, for example, say, you know, like with this acorn, it gets all shrivelly and horrible and then the thing starts to peel off. That's the despicable face. The idea that this sense of transformation that is occurring is going to not be very pretty. And I think, you know, just enjoying the beauty of all of that in terms of the process is something that will help you to really kind of walk on this path in the way that you want to. Because with this, even though I feel like justice is coming and everything, I do get a sense, particularly with this second house, that there's a focus on appearance and what I look like. I know I've got to look good doing this, or not even like good as in materially, like, you know, physically good, and then also good in the respect of how others see you. But the thing is that if you're going to like embark on this kind of quest, on this kind of destiny, on what you want to do, you're gonna have to it's part of the process. Not all transformations are beautiful and lovely. And I know many Taurians that I know, they really go with the aesthetic because it's Virgo, it's beautiful, and they want it to be nice. But sometimes it's not that way. And then there can be a resistance to that. So let's see what the tarot has to say about this, because I'm interested. What is your destiny, pile 2? What is your destiny? Let me just start up the clock again, because I stopped it because I was looking at your cards. And yeah, let's have a look. Oh, okay. Let's have a look at your cards. Something just said commit, Reena. Make sure you commit. So there may be a sense of you not wanting to commit to this, not wanting to face this, not wanting to look at this. You know, it may be just easier to hide in the wardrobe. The Spirit, what is pile 2's path to realizing their destiny? 5 of Cups, High Priestess, 3 of Cups, the 4 of Swords, the 10 of Swords. Wow. I only want one more, sorry. Only one more. Thank you. Emperor reversed. And the Emperor is, well, it's Aries actually, more so than Taurus, but can still have that energy. Like, what I'm getting here is that it's very important how you look to others. It's very important. So much so that if there's a sense of you being embarrassed about it, that you have, you go off track. It really, how you appear to others is important. Now, this is your quest, pile 2. This is your destiny to work through. This could definitely be also to do with a father figure. It could be that there was or even is a father figure that is kind of oppressing you in that respect of how, or maybe it's, of how you look to them. And it almost puts you in this state of dormancy where you're not allowed to rise. You have to just kind of like stay in this state of like, being quiet, keeping yourself quiet, dumbing down your light. But what's interesting is that you've realized that this needs to change, because this isn't who you are. And you may also end up displaying traits of this, the similar traits. So, and you may distract yourself by being around other people. So what I think is important here is that it's interesting because you've got the 5 of Cups here, the 3 of Cups, but then you've also got the 2 of Cups that are there. So what that says to me is that there are important relationships in your life that you might need to value that you're not. You may be overriding certain other relationships for others, do you know what I mean? Things that make you forget rather than the things that really count. That's what I see here. I see you not, you need to take stock of what's important here, rather than getting distracted on on the superficiality of the situation. That's my honest thing that I'm getting, pile 2. And something about you something about this tells me that you actually do know this. You know it innately, but there's some drama attached to it, and it's deep kind of wounding in terms of ego, massive. And that's your quest. That's your evolvement in your kind of development. Once you're able to go beyond that, then you're really going to be able to walk into your power. But, you know, it causes something quite dark within you, pile 2. It causes you to kind of like go into this state. You may end up going into like some kind of like dark places because you're thinking, why should, you know, I kind of like go into this space and don't feel right about things because I'm worried about, I've got a lot of worry. But it's definitely not as bad as you think. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really not. It's really, really not. Okay, I'm going to like have a look with this deck. So this sense of disappointment. Again, wow. No. Yeah, wow. Pile 1 had exactly the same card in exactly the same place. So it seems like there's something similar going on. Something you're not able to let go of. And it's disabling you. It's stopping you from walking forward. This is shadow, right? This is the actual example of shadow. If you were able to face your shadow self and integrate your shadow self in a way, because that's a deep sense of shame that's going on there. That's why we remain as a seed. So there's something about shame that's going on here. So 5 of Cups again. Yeah, there's some deep disappointment going on here. I don't know if you're like so disappointed in yourself or so disappointed in what this character, whoever it is, it could be a father figure, as I said, or it could be a male figure in your life, more likely to be a father figure, or a male figure, like it could be a teacher or something like that. But they really disappointed you. They really disappointed you. Wow, 6 of Wands reversed. Yeah, as I was saying, like, you know, you may have a good time when you go out and kind of numb the pain, maybe with stuff, I don't know, going out, drinking maybe, or just hanging out with people, procrastination, distraction. But there is something that kind of tells me that, you know, you just know that this isn't what you want. It's not successful. Oh, I did that the wrong way around. Okay, and we've got 10 of Swords again. Pile 2, what's going on? So you've got like double, this is the thing. And actually it almost tells me like you facing up to this is going to be your way out of this. You have to, I think it's almost like you have to face that this is what you do, right? This is this is the space that you go into. Yes, you do need that validation. Yeah, you do need that. Yeah, I do need to look good. So what? So what? Who cares that you need to look good? It's fine. Everybody's got like a sense of like stuff that they need to kind of work with. You know, everybody's got that sense that they want to look good to other people. That's okay. No need to berate yourself about it. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. And then we've got Queen of Swords reversed. So your way that you talk to yourself is something that really damages you. It really damages you. 4 of Swords. I think there's a tendency to really, you're very hard on yourself. Very hard on yourself, pile 2. And you need to let go of that, because otherwise you're just not going to be able to move forward on this. You have to accept that, you know. And then we've got the 6 of Cups. So it's almost like a reminiscent towards happier times, and almost that I do get a sense of living in the past a little bit. So what I'm seeing here is that there's this kind of recycling going. This kind of like recycling, which is disallowing this sense of you being able to germinate. You want to face the darker parts of yourself, but actually you can't. Because there's this lack of acceptance that's going on. Because maybe you're distracting yourself. Maybe you're not allowing yourself to do so by the thought. And the thing is that it's kind of like it's like a perpetual cycle, like self-perpetuating cycle. So you feel tired because you're feeling sad, and then you feel sad because you're feeling tired. You know, that kind of thing. So it's like this kind of thing, and then you might get a burst of energy where you're able to put on some clothes and look good and like do stuff and then go out or whatever and then have a nice time, but then maybe you drink too much, and then then you end up getting you take a day off, a day or two off for a hangover or whatever, that kind of thing. That's what I'm seeing here. So what that's about is about how you sit with this thing that you do. Sit with it. Sit. You've got a double thing here. You've got two of the Five of Cups, both here. Disappointment. The Ten of Swords, tragedy and drama. You know, twice. So there's a clear sign here to say that those are the things that you need to look at, and that's the thing you need to face. That this is what you do. You know, this is something that you do. If it doesn't resonate, switch off the reading and go somewhere else. But like pick one of you're very welcome to pick one of the other readings. But if this does resonate, then, this is just a difficult quest. The thing is that like, with the alchemist, it's almost like you have got the nectar, you've got the pure gold, to be able to kind of transcend beyond this, to move beyond this. And it's remarkable. Really remarkable. What I've noticed as well here is all of these beautiful colours that make up this brown. And I remember like I really wanted to I went to this painting workshop and I really wanted to make this amazing picture because I'd been studying this kind of art, and I was like thinking, yeah, I'm going to like make this beautiful kind of art. So I put in all these colours, and then I put in the colours, and then like it's kind of this like pouring art. I don't know if you know it. It's acrylic pouring art. So I poured in all of these colours, got these beautiful pinks, these yellows, these blues, greens, all of them. And then when I poured my painting, oh my God, it just looked like sludge out of like the Thames River. It really did. And I was so disappointed. I was like, how can I've put all of these beautiful colours in this thing, and then everybody else was coming out with like really amazing pictures. I was like, oh my God, mine is so dull, and I really wanted like beautiful colours, That's what that reminds me of, And you're just like, but then what was really funny was that everybody looked at mine and said, yours looks actually the most natural. It looks like... And I was like, I don't want natural. I want like bright colours. But like I wanted something spectacular. But actually, I just had to face the fact that I put this together. And like the person who was running the workshop, she actually said like the way that it's all like come together is it's beautiful. It's just like nature. And I mean, even to this day, I don't even run with that. But still, it was nice. So that's what that reminds me of. So it's facing that. It's facing that sense of yourself. It's not nice sometimes that it's not, but it's okay because we're human. And, the universe loves you because you are human. Okay. Right, so let's crack on with some energy, kind of like a kind of theme of your quest. Like an overarching theme. No, too many. I just want one, please. Just one. Woo! Imagination. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Well, back to that story that I said about the painting, So, you can really you can really expand on your creativeness in that way. And I think, you know, allowing your imagination to kind of, to feed you, to let you be okay in that sense of not appreciating yourself. It's okay. It really is. It's really okay. Nothing is perfect, you know. I also get reminded of that plant that grows by the side of the road, and it's a beautiful flower that might stick out of the pavement. Do you think that it's like, oh my God, I'm on the side of a pavement. What am I going to do with my life? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it just blooms, just does its thing. And it's about having that, you know, just doing your thing no matter what. Nemesis, interesting. Interesting. And we've got, yeah, here, I'll put it here. So we've got Nemesis. This idea of, so I don't know, I got this card recently in a reading, and what I'm getting from this is that, you know, we were put on this earth to learn lessons, in my opinion, in my worldview. So, you know, there are things on earth that connect us to the material, that allow us to kind of learn lessons about ourselves. So if you are someone that maybe might earn quite a bit of money, you know, has the material kind of, you know, has everything that they need materially and has this abundance, what would happen if it all went up in flames and it was all gone? What would you have left? So this is like telling me that this is a kind of like lesson for you to understand what really is the truth from this situation, regardless. And remember, I always think of the idea of, we come into this earth with nothing and we leave with nothing. So, you know, no matter what we have, you know, we still come into the state, in that vulnerable state that we arrived in. So that to me is kind of like coming up to the surface in respect of a lesson here. And then I wanted to pick one of these, which is, so let's get you a magical spell to help you work through this pile 2 for your magical quest of alchemizing this lead into gold, because that's what it seems like you're doing. You're doing the Philosopher's Stone. You're alchemizing the lead into gold. Psychic protection around me, a shield of gold protecting me, strong and bold. I don't know if you don't believe this, but I think you need to. Around me, a shield of gold protecting me, strong and bold. Around me now, a shield of gold protecting me, strong and bold. You can even take that mantra and you can say it to yourself in order to protect yourself. So you need some protection, because it seems to me like with these murky thoughts, in the shamanic worldview, we see that as like negative thought forms that are entering your psyche. So with that being said, there's a sense where you need to like, you know, you need to monitor that. That's something that needs taken care of. Just like a cavity in your mouth, this is something that needs to be taken care of so that all the nasty stuff doesn't get in there. Do you know what I mean? Okay, let's pull one of these for you. Did that turn over? Okay, you got 3. Look at that. Okay, so you got acquisitiveness, ownership, avarice, and profuseness. So coming back to that theme of like, you know, having to have something. And I resonate with that. You know, sometimes we go into this place, you know, it happens to be with tarot cards. Yeah, I need to go and get this deck. And I got into a space where you're just like, can we just work with what we've got? No. Intuition, premonition, and instinct. That's the high priestess right there. She's there, and then you've got this nemesis here. You know this. You know this. You know it better than you're giving yourself credit for. And it seems like you're sticking your head in a wardrobe to try and forget about it. And then you got suavity, agreeableness, disingenuousness. Thank you. And then condescension, suavity. Yep, I can see that here with this as well. You know, it's a front, isn't it? You kind of like think, oh yeah, like if I act in this way, then I'll be able to protect myself. Just be aware. That's all we can do. We can just be aware. Just be aware. Okay, and just as I said before, this is very much like, you know, you can take this or leave it. It's up to you. You know, this is a general reading. You know, there's some strong messages in this reading, and I knew that there would be, because we're dealing with something very powerful here. You're very strong. Like all of you, all of the piles are exceptionally strong. They're exceptionally powerful. The main thing is, though, is that you need to, the whole thing about this quest, and particularly in the story of Harry Potter, Harry doesn't know, like, he you know, he's got this big hype about him being the boy who lived, and he's like, what am I doing? Like, what am I actually doing? He doesn't know. And I think, you know, the whole journey is that idea of realizing that, you know, his journey is very different from Hermione's, very different from Ron's. If you look at all of the characters in the books, they all have their own arc, but particularly those three, you know, they each play a very vital role in how the story goes, but they each have very different things. So Harry isn't the best at spell work. It's Hermione, but then Harry is very brave and Hermione gets scared. Ron is also very brave and also takes risks where none of them would ever take risks. And yet, you know, he's got his own sense there, and he's also very protective as well. So, you know, each of them have really special qualities that have to be realized in their own journey throughout the books. You know, it doesn't, like, particularly like I think Neville Longbottom as well, understanding his own sense of bravery. Like, you know, everybody assumes that he's not very brave, and he gives the look of like he's just this kind of like, you know, kind of idiot of the class or whatever. But then at the end, he's the one that kind of, I can't remember, but he does something very big, that, you know, none of them, I think he kills someone that really, I don't know if he kills Bellatrix, can't remember, but yeah. So, you know, he plays a vital role, and it's because of his parents. You know, they kind of, you know, they put those real senses of value within him. So it's about you finding that within yourself in this journey and what I've said here. So please just take that, you know, you've got this potential here, and it's about to, it's I feel like with you, I feel like there's a sense of discomfort and you're not comfortable with this discomfort, but then that's how we grow. There's this really amazing song by Sev Delisa, which is called Soul Sinkable, and a line in it that I really love, she says, it hurts because you're growing. And that's the whole thing about a seed. Look at the where you're like, you know, where that discomfort is going, what's happening there. And then that's where you'll find your potential and your growth. So let's get you a dragon. A dragon, please, for pile. Luck. Luck is on your side, my darlings. Luck is on your side. Bells of Ireland and the Bicolour Commodore. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Luck is on your side, my darlings. It certainly is. Okay, and then we have, I'm going to get a power for you. So the power to tolerate. You are powerful. Do not take to heart a clash of personalities or attack on your position. Everyone is learning his or her lessons. Oh, this reading is fantastic. I think this is such a good reading, Paul. 2. Brilliant reading. So honoured to read this for you. I really, really am. Thank you. Last card here, which is going to be a question to help you realising your power. And I think here the main thing is like believing in where you are, you know, allowing yourself to believe that you are that this is possible, and you know, trust your instincts. Okay, so we've got Ursa Major, and then we've also got Serpent. So Ursa Major, are you the hunter or the hunted? It's the Great Bear, of course. Amazing. Amazing. And then this one, Serpents. What if you outgrew the idea that you were not enough? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, pile 2, that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't mind me, like, giving you a bit of a pep talk there. But I'm saying that with lots of love. And I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best on this journey. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please go and check out the other guys' readings, because this is the wands energy. You know, you may be able to kind of push forward with the other suits as well. So and this is like potential as well. So try and maybe the other readings might give you some insight into how you can move forward with that, or extra insight, because I've given you something quite comprehensive here. So but anyway, you take care, my darlings, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. You chose grey, which is endings are inevitable. Now, I picked this card because for the reading, because in Harry Potter, the J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter, she said that death is one of the key themes of Harry Potter, and he has to deal with a lot of death. There's a lot of endings, a lot of death that happens within the books, and it's quite a tragic tale. So it's almost like there's a sense of where you feel like there's this thing of where this happens all the time, and when is it going to stop? You know, this is happening a lot. There may have been like some kind of sense of, I don't know if like there was like a sense of tragedy or something. I'm just adjusting the light as I'm doing this, but like there was a sense of you having to come to a lot of endings, many endings, and it might be quite difficult for you to kind of be involved in so many endings. It's almost like, you know, you feel that it's just too many, too much, you know, just having all these endings happen all the time. That's the sense I get. There's a bit of overwhelm in that respect. And is anything going to kind of like stay? Is anything going to like remain? How do you deal with this sense of, sorry about that, how do you deal with this sense of hurt? How do you deal with that sense of, you know, that sense of pain? How do you deal with it? How do you work with it? How can one, you know, yeah. So this is part of your journey. Wow. Okay, so let's have a look at your astrology. The 11th house, friends. Yeah, they're going to be the things that kind of are really important for you. I don't know what your 11th house might be holding, if there's a lot of stuff that's going on there. I do also feel that there's big attachment to friends as well, in the respect of like stuff that may, like your friends are the family that you choose, you know. So that's very important to you. But when they come and go, it can be quite devastating. There's big attachments, massive attachments here in this grey card. The Creator, wow, pile 3, that's amazing. You're really good at collaborating, very good at collaborating. And there may be also a sense of sadness when one project comes to an end. But the thing is because you're so able to, and that's 22, so you're very good at being able to kind of continue on that cycle of doing something special in the respect of collaborations. You create very special things. Pile 3, Lycosis, lightning. Okay. I mean, that kind of works with that sense of endings and the friends, because if you're kind of in denial that there's an ending, you know, it kind of gets you to this stage where you almost, you know, you almost feel that you're in Lycosis, because lightning is almost synonymous with the sense that we believe that something is over, but it's actually not. And maybe that's the whole thing about this ending, and about like a whole kind of like a new perspective, a reframe of the ending. Endings are actually beginnings. They're inevitable, but they are beginnings. And also this very much identifies that this is definitely not where it's over. It's definitely not the ending. You have not reached that space yet. So we've now got the Scholar. So a consistent learning space for you to grow and to develop your talents. I think that maybe the reason why you like interacting with other people is so that you can learn from them. And interesting how you're the only pile out of the 3 that got 2 of the people cards as well. We've got Foxglove and Henbane. Interesting. First thing that always gets me about Foxglove is that my own interpretation of Foxglove is that in it is a drug that's very that's used for heart conditions. So you need to be really careful in the respect of how you take on kind of pain, hurt when it comes to friends, any kind of disappointments. Disappointments usually manifest as some kind of strain on the heart. So just to be aware of that. Hellbane, I don't know enough about it. Let me just look these up and I will get back to you. So my loves, 2 cards that involve you moving on and really embracing who you are, what you have transformed into, what you have grown into, and really understanding that this isn't the end. I mean, this is really, really, and I know that this will only be for some people, or maybe just one of you who might be watching this reading, but if there is a sense that, you know, you may have had like some news where it seems like it's an inevitable ending, or that somebody has told you that this is it. And I'm referring to you personally. I'm not talking about anybody else in the respect of controlling a relationship or anything like that. The finality of it doesn't make you who you are. So I want you to really remember that. And you can consistently create. The end is like, there are endings that are inevitable, but what I'm also getting here is that it doesn't mean it's completely, the endings are new beginnings as well, you know. And particularly with this Lycosis card, I'm just feeling that this is the idea that we think that something is over. You know, the blank canvas is a really good example. They were saying, or the book is saying, about the fact that you writing in a new book, sometimes you're too scared to write into a new book because you don't want to damage it. But then why did you buy the book? You bought the book in order to write beautiful things in there, to write your story, to go forth and experiment, and to, you know, and I feel like your friends really help you with that. But it's also like, I do get a sense of you venturing out and you being able to interact with other people as well. This is also scope for you to grow and merge and create and really kind of, you know, expand. And like when you've got these 2 cards here, there's a sense of, you know, that there are some tragedies that occur. But it's about how we manage ourselves within those tragedies and use them as stepping stones for our growth. So you've got marriage. So you could be moving on from a marriage, or you could be reaching a new phase in a marriage. Or there could be something where the marriage of this idea of or maybe it's more to do with people, though. I think this is, and the prison. Interesting. So yeah, you could be in a marriage, because I'm doing this on a collective basis. You could be in a marriage. You could be affected by somebody else's marriage in some way. Maybe even like seeing their marriage. I hope you can see those cards. Yeah, you can. Just about. Sorry about that, my loves. It's just really bright. I'll move them up. But when I place the other cards. But then you've got this idea of the prison. So I don't know. Some of you may be in a marriage and feeling like it's a prison. Some of you may be leaving a marriage and feeling like that's also a prison. You may be thinking about what's the next phase of this. It could also be like with your friends as well. You could be in a relationship with someone, excuse me, in the respect of like you, you know, a friendship. Something that you're interacting with people. And this has kind of created this space where you're thinking, is it over? Is it not? You know, it could be a partnership where you're doing a creative project as well. So let's see what the tarot has to say about all of this, because this is very interesting. So this is about your destiny. So what is your destiny, pile 3? What's your destiny? 3 of Wands. Got Strength reversed. 8 of Swords reversed. Strength reversed. 2 of Cups. I only want 2, please. 6 of Wands reversed. I get a bittersweet energy, 3 of Swords. Okay, yeah. I get a bittersweet energy from this. So the project was good, or whatever it was good to a certain extent, but then there was something that wasn't so successful. It didn't work out as the way that you thought it was. There was perhaps some kind of codependency that may have happened with people. And then that's what's ended up like causing this kind of sadness, pain, regret. I mean, actually, no, I don't think it's not really sadness, pain, and regret. Sorry. It's more a lack of strength. So it's disempowerment, actually. And what's interesting is that you have been in this cycle where you actually did free yourself. You did feel that you had taken a chance on something. But there's definitely some kind of relationship here that has... you may currently still be in it, but it's in a possible stage where it's disempowering you. And I don't know if that's because of your own view on it, or because of what's going on within the relationship. But whatever it is, it's causing you a lot of pain. Yeah, it's possibly that the actual phase that it is in needs to change. It needs to go something else. For some of you, there may have been some infidelity in the respect of maybe like, you know, your partner did something and then that really kind of shook you a bit, shook your strength. And caused you not to be able to kind of go on the path that you had been going on. It may also have been with someone that you knew, which kind of like is, how do I stabilize in this position? Okay, let's see what, and this is all part of your learning. This is all part of your destiny to go through this so that you can understand this about yourself. And I don't know if you are artists, pile 3, you know, I find that as myself as an artist, I find I'm very creative when I'm in my darkest moments. We got the 7 of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, I feel like you're very reliable, pile 3. You're a very reliable being who just does what they're doing and gets on with their thing. And it's very painful when people don't reciprocate that to you or for you. Yeah, we've got the 4 of Wands. Oh. Ace of Swords. This is about codependency in relationships. So I feel like this is about, you know, you on this path, understanding your destiny is understanding how you can communicate coherently in personal relationships. Yes. Because there's an inability to be able to take that power and be able to put it back onto yourself, because you actually hold a lot more power than you realize. And I think it's more about it's not about people intentionally disempowering you, it's about you displacing your power. And when you displace your power, particularly on other people, you've got no, you know, if we have expectations of other people, there's no way that we're going to have any power. Three of Cups reversed. I'm laughing because that's exactly what the Three of Cups is reversed. Exactly what I just said. We put our faith in others and they just let us down. So what do? We avoid that. We stop that. We make sure that that's not going to happen. We make sure that we place our faith in our creative abilities, in not being afraid to take a step forward for ourselves and to be able to champion ourselves, right? We are our own champion. We are the champion, okay? We are the champions of the world, as Freddie Mercury said. We are the champions. Happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. Well, there you go. Like not sustaining any kind of sense of compromising for others. It's not about that. It's not about you know, being there for other people and, adhering to other people's happiness. Let me just hold that up for you. And, you know, there's this freedom as well. And dolphins, they're very, very sociable animals, but, you know, they can also be quite hard, you know, quite vicious animals as well. So, and it's interesting how we have this kind of like circle going round and round and kind of dancing round and round, going round. There's this here as well, round. Maybe look at yourself in the respect of the circles that you are in, you go in, the cycles that you go in the respect of who you kind of like are with. Because it says to me here that you don't have an ability to like be able to fully communicate with these circles. Be it people, be it, yeah, it looks like it's to do with people, to be honest with you. I know we have one Page of Pentacles here, and that I think is you. I think that's you. Because you almost are like the constant in this. And it's really difficult when other things just kind of fall away. Really difficult. So how do we like, let's see what magic you have to help you on this on your like achieving your destiny of being able to heal this sense of placing your or displacing your power. Healing. So I think that you already are doing a form of healing in the respect of your art and your creative work. Whatever it is, you might write, you might draw, I don't know, you might do something scholarly, I'm not sure, because with this scholar card it means that there's something that gives you joy, gives you passion, and that is where your healing is. And she's a mermaid, so it's about that sense of passion as well. She's actually got like all different animals there. She's got birds as well as like the cat of the earth. She's all four elements, but that just stood out to me in the respect of this fishtail, connecting with the emotions. It will help you reach an elevated state of consciousness that will propel your healing. Pile 3. And as I said, I think you're already doing this. I think you're already doing it. That's your magic. You really know that about yourself. Like, you know that you're a magnificent creator. But this kind of like, this mess or this dependency on other people kind of allows you to be in this state of leukosis where you are too afraid to take that next step, or maybe it kind of like gives you a sense of fear where you're too afraid to like step into the next step, or you believe that you're complete when really you could push yourself further. Wow, spirituality, Chinese blossom and Chinese peacock. This is a dragon because you need a dragon, because Harry had a dragon. I think it was Norbert. Yeah, because it was the horntail, I think. Was that? I don't know if that was the same. No, it wasn't the same dragon. But Harry had a dragon. So you've got, and look, it's got the wand there as well. So you've got that fire energy. A lot of the readings have been about, because I've been like working with this fire energy, with the passion and the drive, that kind of, it's all about, all of the readings have been about passion and drive, and about how that really is your saving grace to see your destiny, to see what it is that you're meant to do. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I think I was actually meant to pull one of these. We were going to like get you a magical spell to help you. What magical spell? Inspiration. Isis, the goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. Isis, the goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. We've got number 10. You've got number 10 here. So this is the completion of the cycle. This is this kind of circle as well. The circular kind of theme that we've got going on here. It's this, understanding that you can ride this cycle. You're really amazing at it. And you can really glean the essence of inspiration and turn it into something amazing. That's your superpower. That's your power in this respect. So I'm going to pull one of these. So these are just some things to watch out for. So we've got olfaction, which is sleuthing, nosiness, and nose blindness. So what I'm being reminded of here is Hermione from Harry Potter. So and 3, the Empress. So Hermione was someone who knew everything. She was the stable one. She was the one that you could always depend upon out of the 3. She's the one that would know everything. She's the one that would know the spells. She would know where things are. She would be Miss Dependable. And that seems to me like what you are in this respect. And it's just difficult when you see others not returning that. And I hear that. But as I said, like this is about you, and your destiny is in being able to like kind of get rid of this placement of power, and where you're looking at other people, because you only really need you, and then people will come to you because of that. And I know that a lot of people say, oh yeah, we know that, people say that, but it's true, it really is. But you've just got to be consistent with it, even when it starts to drop and fade, and it will do, and you'll still be triggered by it. But then it's the constant journey, it's the constant thing of going round and round and coping with it and being able to understand it, and things will shed, things will change, it's inevitable. Hope, buoyancy, despondency, and delusionality. You've got like, this is the thing, you've got to keep going, continue with the hope of you doing these things, of that it will amount to something, keep hopeful about it. Okay, let us pull you a power card now. The power to let go. You are powerful. If the web of superior or inferior feelings seeks to trap you, stay unbiased and let ideas flow, free of judgment. Beautiful. Beautiful, fantastic pile. Pile 3, I love that. I love that so much. Okay, and then last but not least, I am going to pull you a question from the stars to propel you on your destiny. Auriga. What will you do with today? Tomorrow is not guaranteed. That sense of putting it off, of doing things another time, of not kind of, not kind of doing things. Yeah, I'll start on my project tomorrow, or I'll do it tomorrow. So, yes, excuse me, my darlings, excuse me. So, my darlings, I'm sorry about that. So this idea of you kind of seizing the day, understanding what it is that you have already, not thinking about the past, not feeling that you're kind of trapped in the past, wishing that things were the way they were. It's really interesting. Dumbledore has a quote, actually. Let me see if I can find it. And he says it to Harry. Let me just see if I can find it. Where is it that he says? He says basically about death, and essentially about how if we stay in the energy of us being in the idea of death consistently, there's just no way that we can like continue to live. There's no way that we can continue to live within the present moment. I'll see if I can find it, and then I'm going to get back to you. So the quote is, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. And I think that really encapsulates this reading, you know, particularly with this card. And, you know, you really seem like you are such a creative being, Path 3, but you've got here the endings are inevitable here. And if we keep on focusing on that idea and that beautiful sky and that idea that we're like living in that sense of that dream, you know, there's no way that we can live in the present. And that's what the idea is here. It's about you continuing to move on and living, continuing to live, because it's particularly like those two cards, they're about death. They're about like you die, like both of them. In there's something about how the dead, they discard all of their old karma or all of their old worries, so that when they ride on the river Styx, they are able to venture into the next life or into the underworld without any kind of responsibility or any kind of thing holding them back. So it's about getting rid of that and just moving on. Same with this one. A particular saint had his head cut off, so what he did is he ended up just grabbing the head and then moving to another place after he had his head cut off. And then where he died, all the foxgloves came up. So he also realized that when he picked up his head, he didn't want to die in that space, because he said that he wanted to die somewhere else. So that's the story behind it. And I think that's really interesting. And like, if we almost keep ourselves in this sense of this prison, if we are willing to kind of like reside in that space of that dream without us really kind of taking action on it. And it's also like the same with like the eternal student, like somebody, and we are eternal students, of course, but like, you know, if you are always studying, when are you going to put it into action? Wow, very interesting question. Very interesting question. I definitely feel that, you know, with those questions that Dumbledore used to ask Harry. Very, very interesting. So, Path 3, that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please do like and subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, what a pleasure it was to read for you. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And good luck with finding your destiny and working your destiny and taking that step forward. Sending you all the love in the world, my darlings. Take care. Bye.